Now, for this page, now we are talking about different denominators. Now we're doing the middle school math that when you have different denominators, you want to add or subtract them, then you've got to do something, which is to make the denominators the same. And you look at this, you're like, oh yeah, they are different. One is m minus 1 for the denominator. The other one is m plus 1 for the denominator. And that is not a good look. So I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to do this, okay? M minus 1 and 3, m plus 1 and 1. All right, so I'm going to leave some space because I want to show you something. Well, they have different denominator. We've got to have the same denominator before we add them or subtract them. Well, guess what we're about to do? We're going to make the same denominator, and whatever they don't have, we multiply it. So it's like what I showed you earlier, 1/2 plus 1/3. Well, what's the common denominator? In this case, it will be in that case that will be 6. And for this particular case, it will be m plus 1 times m minus 1. That will be the common denominator. So we will have a common denominator right here. Then what about the numerator? Well, we got 3 times m plus 1, right? And we are going to multiply out in this case. And I would like you to challenge and say, wait, hold on, Mr. Chan, why would you multiply out? Well, can't you just keep it and not multiply out? Well, there's a reason why we multiply out, because look at the numerator. Can you simplify it? Yeah. Because we can simplify, so that's the reason why we have to kind of sort out the things a little bit. Okay. And I think this is also a good time for us to write down our restrictions, because that's the moment before we start canceling out terms. So m cannot be -1 and 1. Okay, because if m is either of these two numbers, that would make the denominator 0. And for the numerator, you can factor out the 2, but it's not something you can cancel, which is fine, but you still want to factor out to present your final answer. Okay, so again, the concept, it's old. It's just that you have different denominators, and in order to add or subtract, you've got to have the same denominator. You've got to. Okay. You can actually get the restrictions a lot earlier. That's possible too. You can tell the same restrictions if you look at the initial setup. Okay, so you can do it at any time as long as you don't do it after the simplification or cancellation.